Happy days, grab your popcorn. It's time for some FACEIT League. We have got a whole week of bangers lined up for you. We're in week 7 of 8. Precious few games left to play with lots on the line. So as we have just learned over the past few days, not only do you have OWCS qualifier spots on the line here, so if you're able to make top 4 out of playoffs, you're guaranteed a spot in OWCS qualifiers for day 2. We also have Master Division slots for Season 8 on the line as well. Only spots 1 through 6 will be guaranteed a spot in Master Division for Season 8. We're going to be able to maintain their standing. Everybody else below that is going to have to fight for it. And as a matter of fact, your bottom 2 teams will end up auto-relegated down into Expert. And you know, that's not where you want to be if you are a Master Division team. And right now, Empire are dangerously close to that. You know, they're kind of down there, right? They've got their work cut out for them. This is not going to beat around the bush here. This is a very one-sided match I have lined up here for you. It was quite legitimately the only match happening today, but there's always the chance. There's always a chance. Any given Sunday, and really, to me, it's not if Empire will beat Ereus. That is extremely unlikely. It's can Empire take maps off of Ereus? And this is one thing Empire have been very good at. They've been very good at punching up. And this is a really good indication for the future of the squad. Let's go take a look at standings. We won't waste any more time. Let's get into it. As I mentioned, Ereus is coming in 9-1. They are your number 1 seed as of right now. Number 2 is actually Quasar, if we're going by number of losses. Vaporage, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate you. As far as I'm concerned, again, judging by losses, which to me is the most important metric here on this list, is losses. Ereus is your number 1, and Quasar is your number 2 seed right now. Past that, you've got a slew of teams, a handful of teams, 4 to be exact, at 3 losses, right? And that kind of rounds out your top 6 for now. Now, Empire coming in at 3-7 aren't really at risk of relegation at the moment. Pytel has disbanded. Your 15th seed will still get auto-relegated to Expert. Now, that means now, so this is suddenly looking a little tighter, right? Now, again, my most important metric is losses. You know, I mean, when you're going up against some tough teams, right? You have Ereus here today, then you're going to have Gambit, and then you're going to have Quasar coming up later on in the week. So you got 3 very tough teams, and you could have 3 more losses added just like that, and things could start to get a little shaky. Past that, again, I think taking maps. Map score will be an important metric. In fact, I think map score is more important than head-to-head. At least it has been in the past. But if you're able to take more maps than Frost Tales, and you actually did win the head-to-head versus Frost Tales, looking at this. Played TFW yet? We have not. Okay, TFW is going to be your final match of the season, actually. That's interesting. That could have some stakes on it. You did win the head-to-head over Frost Tales anyway, but once again, as I was kind of starting to say before I distracted myself, is taking maps in these losses is also still important. So your last 3 losses are Starbids, yes, and SR Peak Check, right? All very tough teams. Those are, I mean, those teams are all playoff contenders, right? Empire, do you take a map off the defending champs of SR Peak Check? You take yes to 5, right? Like yes are a 7-4 team. Empire takes them to 5. You're taking maps off of these top teams, right? Like that is really good. Let's see, how did we do against Dreamlight and MineRabbit? These are, yeah, you took Dreamlight to 5. That's what I thought. I thought they took another team to 5, which is, I mean, again, a very 9-3 team, and Empire took them to 5 maps. MineRabbit, who were your defending runner-ups, and are also an extremely tough team, are 10-3 right now, and you're able to take a map off of them, right? So we're seeing Empire, again, against the toughest teams in the division, are putting up a good fight. Kappa and company are putting up a good fight every single time. We'll see. Will that continue here? I would love to see Empire continue to just take maps off of good squads. Ereus are maybe probably the toughest squad in the division. I've had them at my number 1 seed in the power rankings for 2 seasons now. Ereus' only loss is to Dreamlight. That actually wasn't that long ago. I mean, it looks like they've played a ton of matches, but I feel like this was like last week. But a huge win, a huge dub for Dreamlight. It is just command popcorn as we want Gambas. So if I forget to give you Gambas, command popcorn. It's going to be a ball ban right out of the gate here from Empire. I don't think of Ereus as a giant wrecking ball team. Okay, we are going to have Lars starting us off in the tank department. I'm going to get China and icav in here for Ereus as well. So Ereus were playing a lot of the Blender comp last we saw them. Bringing icav in is leaning into the hit scan a bit more, right? So I doubt we're actually going to see the double flex DPS comp here on Nepal, just judging by the lineups that we're seeing here. Right now, Ereus are absolutely on track. Take your number 1 seed. We'll see. We got a big match for them on Friday, as they'll take on the number 2 seed in Quasar. Currently, we'll see. We'll see who walks away with number 1 after that. Of course, that'll make life a lot easier going into playoffs. You can hold on to that number 1 seed here for Ereus. They are going to roll out with the Zarya Vendetta comp as anticipated. icav on the Soj. So we do at least get hit scans from both sides here. Kappa and Empire are showing us a bit of the Ramatra here. No data for Empire, though they are rolling with the Wuyong. Wuyong kind of positioned up here behind like where your hit scan would normally play, but NoXuu is actually playing on Elephant side. So a very interesting setup. I actually kind of like this 2-2 split we're seeing. And then then you have MineRabbit just kind of sitting way in the back. Whoop! That pulls China. Look at that. Pulled China all the way into the corner to try to attack MineRabbit, and they just swift step across the point, leaving China kind of in an awkward position, waiting for cooldowns to come back. And this gives Empire a chance to push forward. Kappa trying to cut off the exit. You've got 3 players stuck in the Mega Room. Oh, but icav shows up. Put some choice shots into Kappa. Will drive the tank back to the point. China giving chase, having returned to the fight. Barrage out of Jamal will trade Lars for themselves, and that's a worthy trade every time. Especially with China going down. Empire should be able to hold on to this as they wait for reinforcements to show back up. Melody, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Pikachu says, let's go Elkku. I was wondering if that was the same Elkku. Like, is that like Quack Elkku? Is that right? Four A4 as teksol drops a return on the Kitsu. We got Tidal Blast invested, thrown onto icav. That'll get the knockdown onto Kappa. Then there's the finish. China returning back to this fight. Lars is able to clean up icav, actually. Massive cleanup effort there. I manifest 0 Lars grabs today. All right. China's going in deep. I kind of just try to ambush off the left-hand side. Maybe catch him a little off guard. Watch for Jamal sneaking in over Elephant. Whoop. As soon as I try to drop in, icav hit Q. Unleashes the OC. Between them and China, there's... I mean, how did China get the far? I wish I'd caught that on cam. Happens is the Wuyong goat. I am noticing that as well. Also, Wuyong plus Pharah seems like a really mean combo. Pharah is really good at, putting in bulk damage, but can sometimes struggle to finish. Like, obviously, more recent Pharah, where you can kind of do the hawk dive bomb onto people. Like with talons out kind of dive bomb. Sometimes you can confirm kills that way, but I still think of Pharah as doing more of what we're seeing here. Whoa, there comes China. Oh my god, with the jump scare. The kill off of the rooftop. That's just insane. That's just insane. That was so fun to watch. Hey, Voleds, appreciate you being here. I see you. I see you. Jamal not on sim is crazy. Interesting. Okay. That was a big grab there. Unfortunately, Lars does manifest a grab. And it was a pretty good one. Completely dono walls the line. No touch. Ereus will win opening round 100 to 69. Nice. Still, once again, I mean, a good showing from Empire. Right? I mean, so just does this not look like a 3 and 17?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture.
Okay, it was just a speed ring to get out of spawn. And then we're back over to the carry. Looks like same comps for both sides, including the Pharah from Jamal. Oh, China, actually, excuse me. China forsaking. We got a little bit change on the other side here. With the sim coming out. I was gonna say, was Pingu in the Wuyong last time? I think Pingu was actually in the Wuyong. I failed to clock it. I think they were both carry Wuyong. Opening cap goes to Ereus. Well, Kappa tries to come down and anchor cart. You can see there's a bit of a duel going on in the background. And so icav rotated up to the top. NoXuu was dueling there, so icav able to win that duel. Kappa has managed to stay alive here in the foreground, but it pulled NoXuu's support away as MineRabbit had to swift step out, and eventually both arms of this attack end up getting broken. Good opener from NoXuu. Working in from kitchen, trying to see if they can find anything on the back of this 5v4. Cap is eventually able to kind of work their way through kitchen to secure a second pick here. Now on to the point. Oh my goodness. Lars just holds the corner just perfectly. That one bubble. You got so much value out of that one bubble from Lars. You've got to be kidding me. How does Lars survive that? I thought Lars was dead to rights for sure. I thought Lars was dead to rights. And what do you do with your support ultimates here, I guess? Well, I mean, you know, just try to get him into the fight. But you have Sojourn. You have Sojourn as well as a Pharah. So tough to get a Tidal Blast in. We got to have a grab invested from Lars, but teksol is down. It has been traded for MineRabbit. No idea where the Tidal Blast even went. I know it got used. Didn't quite see where it went. And we're going to barrage directly on top of China. 99% though, and Lars will hold the line here for Ereus. They take the 1-0 lead in the series. Yeah, Pharah just not the best. They're on village. You can see when they're able to get into picks, when Jamal's able to get in range and kind of to get any kind of work done, you're within striking distance of the Zarya as well. And as I was trying to spit out, as there was a lot happening there, it's just like hard to find value out of a Kitsu, out of a Tidal Blast. The Kitsu isn't used on point, right? So you don't really get a whole lot of value out of that. You're trying to maybe throw it on top of the Zarya, but I mean, God, Lars' Zarya is so nasty that they seem to make one bubble just survive for 20 seconds, it feels like. You know, it's like, how did you get that much value? But without a Tracer, without a Vendetta, without a Venture, without one of these kind of heroes to help anchor the cart, it puts a lot, or anchor the objective. It puts a lot of pressure on Kappa with that Ramantra, which I believe is why we saw the Ramantra, right? For maximum sustain out of your tank to try to hold on to that point. But there's just too much damage coming out from Ereus. They're able to whittle through the Ramantra, whittle through the reinforcements before Jamal and NoXuu could get it done. You know, could get enough damage in to turn the fight. So that was a Zarya ban. We will get a side swap Shiro Pyro, good to see you. Yeah, Lars is so good. With the Zarya in particular. Best Zarya FACEIT League? Lars may be the best Zarya in FACEIT League. But it's actually not too far removed. I mean, 19-1 here. Tied for most elims, tied with fewest deaths, and then top damage in the lobby. So Lars' impact cannot be understated. It's gonna be a Bastion ban here from Ereus. And we knew this was gonna be a tough ask, right? We knew this is gonna be the absolute toughest team for Empire in the season so far, if not just overall. But we've seen Empire take maps off of super tough teams already here in Season 7. So that's kind of what we're looking for here. I mean, we're anticipating... Sorry, I didn't turn the music back on. We're anticipating areas, you know, our heavy favorites coming into this. Can Empire find an answer? Because they continue to look good. I mean, they looked good on Try. They look competitive on Try. And every map you can win is important. Right now, Empire are just looking to keep their head above water. They just want to maintain a 14th or better finish out of regular season to ensure that they get a spot in the Master Division qualifiers for Season 8.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
All right, going back to Lucia Carry for both teams. We're into a Matra battle here for both teams. In fact, we're looking at direct mirrors on both sides. Neither team running the Vendetta here. So has Ramatra kind of become the anti-Vendetta? You're trying to save form for when the Vendetta gets in close and then just block through her strikes while the rest of the team deals with her, perhaps? Woo! Oh, Pingu flying too close to the side. And Empire will find your first kill here. Well, China does answer, though. Where did that happen at? Oh, icav play on the side now in a duel with Jamal. China there to win that one out in the DPS areas. Turn a 4v5 here, swinging kind of along the outside of the fight. icav and China are able to close the gap and turn that one, even though they, were down early. Why be in zones? That is interesting. Seems to have bundles. All right, early Kitsu's coming out here. The first ultimate's invested. Keep an eye on Jamal. Jamal's able to help melt through China. Now he's got a photon barrier all aligned. Sound barrier in from Pingu. Oh, Jamal does not get the ult out. I expected that ult to try to come out to help counter the sound barrier, but once again, we're seeing Ereus start to turn a losing fight. Empire it starts off good for the second fight in a row. You're able to win the trade. Kappa's going to go ahead and try to turn this. Kappa's already found both supports. Wait a minute. Wait just a second here. Oh, still not able. Lars had the answer to match. And even though Kappa finds both of your supports, we can't quite turn the fight. Now, Jamal makes it back. Sound barrier now invested here from Elkku as they look to run over the late part of this fight. Try to beat the reinforcements back from Ereus, and I think they do. It was just icav with a good opener there. I mean, it's all it took. One good shot uphill. You know, typically you think The teams at the top of that hill would have the advantage there, but iCav's able to swing and find that pick. Now we're going to get the OC from both of our Sojourns. Jamal invests the photon barrier into this exchange, trying to hide behind him. And God, there's two of those out as well. Jamal picks up a kill on a Pingu, an important one. Oh, and finds the answer on the iCav. Jamal with a great team fight is going to help Empire start marching back the other direction. Also, that early pick on the Pingu has allowed Elkku to catch up a little bit here in the sound barrier department. Otherwise, we're pretty tit for tat here as far as ultimates. NoXuu and Kappa with a slight lead on theirs. It's gonna be the Kitsu thrown right into the courtyard. Immediately answered here from teksol. Fighting over the corner, it's NoXuu who gets iCav this time. Oh, and is gonna swing all the way into the back. Oop. Found out by a sim turret. It's a risky move. You're taking some pressure off the front line. And it was a big right click out of China and just forced them back. But Kappa throws in the annihilation, runs over China. Has got a couple other players kind of locked into this shop. Oh, but Lars, yeah, no, Lars tried to answer back outside and just gets denied. Only kill is Jamal through that fight for Ereus, and Empire will get first checkpoint here. Exactly the 5-minute mark. Pingu dies just as the beat engaged. Nicely played. Elkku drops the beat, and everybody from Empire just hunts down Pingu to make sure they don't have a response. Perfectly executed. A flawless team fight from Empire. They're going to steal this bot back. Jamal sitting up towards windows. Sound barrier here for this next side out of Pingu. Sorry, I got a little distracted reading y'all's conversation here about the zones bundle. Teksol using Swift Step early in the fight. Photon Barrier will do a good job of countering the OC. Forces NoXuu to get close, but you still find a beautiful headshot on the China. Oh, that puts Pingu low. Turns the corner. Will find that kill. Eventually, Lars gets revenge. And there are 3 ultimates available here for Ereus. We've seen them invest before, but with iCav finding a pick, actually, with this OC, we might see him do it again. Lars tries to throw the annihilation, but just can't quite get enough with it this time. I see nothing but red jerseys left. Empire win it out despite we got 2 of those 3 ultimates invested in. I was talking about out of Ereus. So an important swing here where Kappa's able to hold on to annihilation. And now Elkku, remember, Elkku was like 25-30% behind previously in the sound barrier engage. But because of that beautiful sound barrier team fight, Elkku is now taking an enormous lead on that. Kappa with a high-risk move to go up into the windows does not pay off. China and company are able to rush forward. Fine, too. And just kind of break the ankles of the Empire squad here. Kappa's going to go and invest the annihilation. Oh, if this doesn't find success, you might have just thrown away your advantage. As I say that, teksol does invest the Kitsu. And so at least if you're Empire here, you force an ultimate out to answer the annihilation. Now you have your own Kitsu to come back in. Less than 2 minutes to go. Just under a 20-meter lead. Not much. One team fight, and Ereus will take the lead.
We're so close to taking the lead.
That's what I just said. There's that all-important ultimate, the only one available for either side. You know, honestly, you kind of need a little bit more than just some space. You need to get a kill. Okay. Oh, NoXuu goes down. It's the opposite of getting a kill. You lost a player. No, 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 no. Negative value out of the Kitsune Rush. Now trying to hold the corner in a 4v5. Kappa's already in trouble. Sound barrier in play, 50% ahead of Pingu. Lars puts up the block Suzu used to get the tank back around the corner. Still a player advantage. No, okay. Reinforcements have shown up. 5v5 here as Empire are trying to deny the checkpoint. This means Kappa has to stay. Actually, no, they've already got checkpoint. They're just trying to protect the lead. Excuse me. OC in from icav as well as the sound barrier. icav gets two. Ereus will take away the checkpoint and the lead. Okay, no, they hadn't gotten checkpoint yet. My first instincts were correct. Don't second guess yourself, friends. My first instincts were correct. But ooh, that was important. That means the lead is protected by 2 meters as NoXuu gets a kill right out of the gate. Annihilation from Lars is going to claim 1. Jamal trying to back away. Lars runs down a second. Photon barrier comes in late out of China. As this fight has just gotten into a broken territory. We're down to the nitty-gritty. 3v1. Ereus steal away the lead here with 10 seconds to go. Jamal at 1 health. Drops a teleporter in to try to save the day. MineRabbit gets onto the point, make sure we have an OT, and has to use the Suzu to keep the fight going. Jamal's able to melt through China and give an important advantage over to Empire here as we hit OT. MineRabbit is behind in the Kitsu. Other than that, you're going to have Annihilation and OC to work with. Remember, Lars used that Annihilation in this previous fight. Massive advantage from Elkku that has expanded the sound barrier advantage to nearly 50%. Teksol investing the only ult out of areas here to start this off. Lars low. Kappa's Annihilation and the OC are both in play in to counter the Kitsune Rush. Lars finds Kappa, takes them out of the Annihilation, and they C9 the cart. Oh, hey, sorry. My scoreboard didn't update after the first map. Not bad. All right, Empire gonna try to take us to Shambali Monastery there. Ah, it felt like that was what Empire needed to win. You know, you had the Zarya ban in on that one. It was going so good. Like the macro felt like it was so much in Empire's favor time and time again. I mean, we saw Elkku there able to get an enormous lead on sound barrier after, you know, being down in that race early in that map. Inside with a 50% advantage going into the back of that fight. It just doesn't quite get up in tied. That last fight went so fast. You had Overclock and Annihilation there to try to hold on, but Kappa just got melted, and Elkku gets no chance to get that sound barrier into play. Look at some stats there from map 2. So we get a Wuyong ban heading into Shambali. What stands out? Lars 19-5. I mean, Kappa, top elims tied with icav for that, but still top elims. Lars does take most damage. All right, we got a Winton ban. A Winton ban? What kind of animal bans out a Winton? My goodness. I thought I knew you, Ereus. I thought I knew you. So I like the pick. Clearly, you know, Empire wants to keep Kappa in that Ramatra. I imagine we're going to go back into a Lucio Carey style look. I'm curious to be... We have Jamal subbing out, right? So we do have Runasapi coming in. Elkku staying in, just kind of reinforcing the idea of the Lucio Carey as well here. China coming out. We have Jesperswag going in as here for Ereus. So we have a sub on that side as well. Oh, Carfleet, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. A hearty yo to you as well. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Enormous. Huge. Are you ready for battle? I'm ready for battle. All right, let's go find someplace decent to put this camera. All right, your favorite stuttering caster here. Get you into map 3. By the way, the sky is blue, in case you hadn't noticed. I'm glad to be in. We're happy to see you. We're happy to see you, Jesperswag. Coach Jesperswag. Jesperswag actually came in and helped coach calling all managers for a day. For like one scrim. It was fun. Said my Reinhardt had potential.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
Gonna ruin your win streak, Jesper. And we're gonna get the Zarya out from both sides, both squads. So Kappa, yeah, not gonna try to go back into their mantra as I theorized. Mostly mirror, but you have Venture versus the Vendetta of Runasapi. Oh man, well, I mean, welcome to the party, Runasapi. Runasapi gets subbed in for map 3. Pretty much immediately eats a headshot. Oh, the Jesperswag venture. So fun to watch. He's setting up for a bit of an ambush. Has eyes on both cart and stairwell. Caught the Zarya there. Woo! Bubbled and burrowed. Well, that is a very low health Kappa. Will not make it back out. As soon as Jesperswag saw that hit land, they knew they had to capitalize. Runasapi is able to trade. But with all these late picks, I don't think it's going to matter. Defense should be able to get Jesperswag back into this fight. I know that's a pretty long walk back. There they are. Indeed. The 5th has returned for the defense before Empire had staged for this 3rd fight. Keep an eye on Runasapi. Getting Runasapi is going to be clutch, and Pingu and company are able to just do enough poke damage where Runasapi cannot get underneath the skin of this defense. And Empire gets shut down trying to push up stairwell side. They just try to muscle their way up the stairs 5 strong with a Vendetta sword. But the Fang had no bite this time. Is the sky blue or is it just nighttime? I mean, technically the sky is black. We just see it through an atmospheric lens. And the light reflecting on it gives it a blue hue. So it's really the atmosphere is blue. That's actually not true. I'm just waxing poetic at this point. I'm just leaning into it. I'll sit there and ramble about whatever the hell I want. It's my channel, damn it. Still unable to get Runasapi in, and that's, I mean, it's really a ticket. You got to get Runasapi in to find value with this Vendetta. Got to close the gap. Use the engagement to build up charge. We're not seeing any of that from Empire. We're not seeing Kappa able to build up a whole lot of charge. We're not seeing Runasapi being able to get really past the poke phase without just taking an enormous amount of damage. So Runasapi try to sneak into the left-hand side, blaze into the back of the Kitsu, just goes spinning through the Kitsu. Fortunately for Runasapi, the sound barrier hits just in the nick of time, but MineRabbit's already down. No kills on the back of the sound barrier, and Jesperswag just stuck in place. Nothing you can do. The Grav, well, might actually get this car on the road. Look out for Lars's response, though. That's going to find 2 on the point. Runasapi is trying to sundering through it, but icav will take down Kappa. Lars does take a significant amount of damage from the Detta ult. Ooh, it's not going to matter, I don't think. They were as low as 66 health, but Empire's not able to bring the captain and king of Ereus down. This area's defense on track to hold the very first corner of Shambali Monastery. You often get full holds on this map, but not this early into the map. I mean, commanding understanding here. Although we'll say this defense has kind of gotten picked up, right? Teksol going down is a huge pick. There's signs of life from Empire. We're not quite done with this yet. Be careful not to C9. Yeah. All right, you've got Elkku back. Hopefully they can help anchor. Kappa playing very safe at the moment. Jesperswag is back behind enemy lines. Gotta respect. Does not make the jewel dash up, but it'll still get out nevertheless. Pile drive, a little disconnected from Rouniz, and they knew it, so they immediately just whirlwind dash right back out. They did not try to follow up on that. So you get into the cart to this next corner. Gets an air rush now, throw it in, so they get around the corner, and Rouniz is able to find Jesperswag. I think Jesperswag tried to go back in behind enemy lines again and got caught by the Fang. There you go. Finally, Rouniz finding value. It took until OT, but the Vendetta eventually able to connect here with some of those big overhead swings, slashes, smashes. Jesperswag able to contest. We're going to get a Kitsune rush out of teksol here to try to prevent the cap. Elkku's sound barrier does land, hits all 5, and you've got a Jesperswag tectonic in play over this cart. Now Pingu throws in a sound barrier on top of that, and Lars is close to a grab. Lars chases a couple people into the room and almost lets the cart go. But with Rouniz going down, grab to hold Kappa in place. Not enough adaptive shielding in the world to survive that, and that's going to be the end of the push here from Empire.
Score 0-0. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Hey, much better than it could have been. Empire were dangerously close to getting full held in the very first corner of the map. Now at least have a little bit of room to play with. Still a fuller hold required to send us to map 4, obviously. When we're going into some comfort picks to make it happen. This defense pulling out a... We're going into a hazard Echo Freya. Okay? Lots of burst damage. And then a tremendous amount of burst damage. Oh, is this the OWCS skin? Hey, it's the skin I use! It's such a good-looking skin. I've been practicing my hazard lately. I've been really working on... It's just such a fun hero. We've been really working on trying to become a better hazard. So how does Kappa dance around? You're not going to be able to go face to face with Lars. You got to avoid the range of maybe the most dangerous Zarya in all of FACEIT League, and converge damn near simultaneously here between some take aim bolts and the violent leap and the focusing beam. Hey, okay, good answer. I was going to say icav fighting an early pick on a MineRabbit is not good. You have only Lucio heals right now. This means the defense won't be able to hold his high ground. Yeah, Elkku's just going to get immediately brought down. Jesperswag fights a nice 2-piece. Getting Ereus around the first corner. Oh, the jump over the wall. And that forces Kappa back. Yeah, I mean, that's Kappa's got to respect the Zarya beam. And so trying to find opening onto a juicy target. Keep an eye on teksol on the back. Here alongside icav. This is definitely, I think, where you want to go. Oh, Kappa just gets stalled. You see him try to leap in. It looked like they hit a wall. Violent leap went absolutely nowhere. Lars and Kappa do end up trading. There's nothing but squishies left here, but a lot more blue outlines remaining. The last desperate hold from MineRabbit and Rouniz. It's going to be a duplicate out of Rouniz. Try to hold this line. Can't quite land the kunais in, though. Will get brought out of the doppelganger form. Hey, it buys enough time. Kappa's back. 2:15 left to go. Oh, but you've lost MineRabbit here. God, Empire are just, like, skating by. I mean, on a knife's edge, hanging on by a thread, but for 2 minutes, right? Elkku now in to try to stall the cart. Kappa trying to find some health, and nobody gets back. Elkku gets hit by the OC. Ereus will take the 3-0. Oh, Murph. Oh, Jesperswag. The life of a venture player. The life of a venture player. Jesperswag has more deaths than the rest of the team combined. A dominant performance here from your number 1 seed in Ereus, as anticipated. I mean, Empire played him close on the first 2 maps, for sure. I mean, if we're looking at Runasapi, right, you're looking very, very even. Elims down the board here. Let's do a death tally here real quick, just on Runasapi, because I felt like this was a super competitive map. So you're looking at 18 plus 8 is going to be 26, 31 deaths for Ereus. And then 15, 21 plus 9 is going to be 30. Empire actually had 1 fewer death on Runasapi. So, I mean, that's how close that map 2 was. That's how close Empire was to taking a map off your number 1 seed. Right, this Empire team, very, very tough. I'm anxious to see how the rest of their season pans out, and I hope to see them in the qualifiers, just because it feels like a team that has been so close to winning a lot of these matches, right? And then just taking maps off of these top teams. We still have Gambit and Quasar, which are going to be extremely tough. But Ungst and Chuds and TFW, very winnable. Again, that match against TFW might end up determining who gets relegated to Expert Division and who hangs on here for a chance to play in Master Division for Season 8. Remember, 7th through 14th will have to play in qualifiers to qualify to Season 8 Master Division. And there will only be 8 slots available through those qualifiers. And we'll have 2 fewer OWCS teams. So you've got 2 teams / 14 players, essentially, mathematically, that could be fighting for those spots as well. So it's going to get very, very competitive here as we get to the end of Season 7. Go back to this match here. I think Lars has got to be your player of the match. Lars is just it feels to me like the central pillar that you have to find an answer for if you're Empire, or that with Ereus use a constant, reliable source of stability and strength of this squad, right? Like, it seems that it's kind of the nature of taking Overwatch, but Lars in particular seems to really embody that. I don't know. There's something to me like it's all really, really revolves around Lars here with Ereus, and if you're an opponent, you have to find an answer for the Lars Zarya.